This is a Glass Box Media podcast.
Everybody, welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
For a moment, I was like, "Are we back? Oh my
what's
gosh."
going on?
Because we just recorded our Tainted Love movie, and I'm just like, "Where am I?" I really am having a moment of like zoned out for a sec.
It's been a week. It really has.
Geez.
Like truly, it was the longest week.
The
Like,
longest.
It felt so long,
But also simultaneously the shortest month.
the shortest
Holy- if
for
we're
real.
honest.
We are almost done with March, and
How?
I'm like, where? How? Where? How?
How?
Yeah.
Did this happen?
It's-
I don't know.
It just started March.
I don't. This is okay. Adulthood can just be summoned up with being like
What we just said.
What just happened?
Yeah.
What month is it? What's going on? Because I mean, I do feel like it's almost April, and we just had New Year's,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And my wedding is forever away in November,
And
but it's
not
also
far
tomorrow.
away at all. Yeah.
Holy shit.
We will be there in no time. Yes.
It really, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
It goes fast.
Wow. This is gonna be a good year, guys.
Life comes at you fast. I feel like it's already been
Yeah.
a pretty good year. And I feel like,
and I'm saying that like it's New Year's Eve.
yeah,
It's gonna be a good year,
It's gonna
guys.
be a good year, everyone. I do
It's
feel
already
like
March.
it's been a good year for me so far.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I think it's been a pretty good year for me. I just got a major raise.
It's been
at
a
work. I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
I've got some creative stuff coming up. We got your wedding coming up. We
Yeah.
got podcast stuff coming up, which
Yeah.
is really fun and exciting for us. Like
It's a busy year.
Yeah.
It's a busy year. It's been a little bit stressful for me.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am struggling. So we talked about this on a previous episode that my word for the year is health.
Yeah.
And I think I'm sticking to that in some ways, but the thing I'm not including or doing the best at is mental
Yeah.
and finding that balance.
Yeah.
I am prioritizing things that should be lower on my list.
Yes.
And
We've told you about this.
ignoring
We've talked about this with
things.
you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You got to take time
feel
for
like
that
you should
self-care.
journal.
Yeah.
I feel like journaling would really help you see
Yeah.
things in perspective. I know that
Yeah.
you're somebody who enjoys the act of putting pen to paper.
Yeah.
This is not something that worked for me, but I can see this being something like for you. If you could
Right.
see it in that format, I feel like you'd be able to like maneuver.
I think I'm caring too much about things that aren't.
Yeah, which is easy
You know
to
what I
say.
mean?
It's easy to say.
It is easy to say where I'm just like, this should not bother me as much. I don't think, here's the thing. I don't think people care about their jobs as much as I do.
No, I don't
think so.
think I have a very unhealthy relationship
You
with
should
work.
not care about it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and okay, so this is like a mantra that I've been thinking about a lot. I heard it on a podcast and I actually was like, I'm going to write that on a sticky note and put it on my bathroom mirror because I think it's something that is good
Needs to be reminded.
Need to be reminded of. And it's not perfect, not personal, not permanent. It's like everything is, it's not personal. It's not perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect. You know, and it's not permanent. Everything is
Oh,
impermanent.
that's so good.
It's going to pass. You know what I
You
mean?
guys, so last Sunday, like was the first Sunday I had with Eric in a while and with not like doing anything, just due to all the life stuff that's happening with us right now. Have you guys seen the movie Turning Red?
Not
No.
yet. Is it so cute? I know. I've heard that it's so cute.
Ladies, I had a full on mentee bee.
Oh no.
Oh no.
A full on this movie. I'm getting choked up just talking about it.
No.
This movie is one of the most beautiful
Oh.
things I've ever seen in my life. It
my
is
gosh.
so captures in a way what it is to be a woman and what it is to come into womanhood, a mother-daughter relationship that was so I was ugly crying. It was like my face was a faucet.
Oh.
It was, if you guys have not seen Turning Red yet, I cannot recommend it enough.
I gotta watch it. I've heard such good things. I've heard such good things.
It's beautiful. It's one that we meant to watch before the Oscars because it was nominated for animated.
Yeah.
Did it win?
No, Pinocchio did.
Pinocchio won, which I actually loved. I didn't see Pinocchio, but I loved Guillermo del Toro's acceptance speech for Pinocchio, where he's just like, animation is cinema.
It
I
is.
was just like, that is
anything that
amazing.
affects you like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
storytelling.
It's storytelling.
It's just a different way.
And it's such a good movie. But I bring this up because that is the message of the movie. Like how much like we as women, I think, just try to be perfect. all the time.
And everything
And what a
feels,
fucking burden it is.
Yes, like that feeling like there is no such thing as perfection, first of all. Everything is changing all the time. So there's nothing is permanent.
No matter how hard you try.
Right. You can't hold on to anything. Like nothing is permanent and nothing is really personal. Like when in the grand scheme of things, like because everything is changing, it's not personal. It's not about you. You know what I mean?
That is the hardest one for this Aries to accept.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like everything feels personal. And you know it's not. But it's hard to not, like, okay. For example, I work with somebody who can tend to be very moody. It's a Scorpio, and they wear their moods very clearly. And for me, I always take it as I did something wrong. But because this person doesn't share anything about themselves, you know, they're like very closed off in like their own personal. So who knows what's going on in their personal life? But because of that, I take it on like I did something wrong.
It's almost
always.
Never about you.
I know.
And even if it is, it's still not really because it's whatever that person is carrying around. Like it's still not really like, and that's not like free license to just like be a dick to people, you know, like, you know, you want to consider other people and stuff like that. But the truth of it is just like
most people don't even realize that they're, they're in that place, you know, so.
Yeah. I think, and yours definitely, Christina, feels like more of a perfection.
Mine is, I feel like permanence.
Yes.
Where it feels like I take every single choice way
so
too fucking
that's
seriously.
That's mine too. Where like everything, I agonize over every little tiny thing. And I actually find the idea of impermanence like so freeing. Like I actually think it's so like such a incredible concept. Like so many people find that to be like scary. That like nothing is permanent, like the feeling of impermanence, that we are not permanent, that everything is going to fade away, where everything is of the nature to fade away. But I think that that's great because it's like all the bad stuff too. It's like, a good moment's not going to last forever, but a bad moment's not going to last forever either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll come out on the other side of it.
Ooh, therapy corner.
Therapy
Real this
corner. Yeah.
I love it.
Because I'm not going to bring it up at the end. And since you just brought up Feel Good, I watched a Academy Award winner for documentary short, The Elephant Whisperers.
Girl.
My fucking heart.
When they
I don't think I can watch that.
Can't. Okay, I can't.
can't.
But
girl.
it's beautiful. It's only 40 minutes long, and it follows
so
these
gorgeous.
like this couple who are they've been like elephant caretakers in India for generations and generations. They just live in the forest and they take care of elephants. And this couple takes care of baby elephants because he can't take care of grown elephants anymore. So they have like they are mommy and daddy to baby elephants. And it is
I've literal
the way I would die right now for baby ragu. The way
oh my God.
I would sacrifice my whole life.
And I was like,
for that
who
elephant
made that decision to say, if you've seen it, you know what decision we're talking about. I was like, I would be making calls and writing emails to the manager. Like, what's happened?
But the movie itself is not devastating. It's very like, it's beautiful. It's uplifting. It's something it makes you want to like go stand in nature.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
People that spend their lives caretaking for nature or for animals, I think it's just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So
lovely. Okay. Well, I have this Reddit that I came across and
taking it into a totally different place.
Totally different direction. We're moving out of our Zen space.
Oh, good.
And into the chaos that is Reddit. But I think that this will be fun for you guys. It's a little longer, but am I the asshole for asking my wife to respect my title as a pilot.
You're already. You're an air bus driver, my dude. Like, I'm
look,
sorry.
I'm sure it's
Put
really
some
hard.
respect on my name.
I'm sure it's really hard. Look, but hold on.
Listen.
You guys are not ready. Okay?
No.
You're not ready.
Oh, God.
My wife and I, together for 5 years, married for 2, no kids, have an amazing, happy relationship. I can't recall a single time we've ever argued to the point of a breakup or divorce. This issue, however,
I mean, that's good.
That's good.
Jesus.
But some people break up and get back together. Like, some people are like that. This issue, however, is causing me to reconsider the health of our relationship.
God.
Since my wife and I have been together, I have worked as a manager for a restaurant chain. I am an extremely passionate aviation enthusiast in my free time.
Oh, no.
I have spent thousands of dollars on flight textbooks, sim gear, and even built my own A330 setup.
Listen, we love a hobby.
We love a hobby. We love a hobby. We love a passion.
All right. Okay.
I have never actually flown a plane or started flight training, but I have considered it for a
So
long
then
time.
you're not a fucking pilot.
My dude.
Even though my skills are not a career, I still consider myself as adept or possibly more knowledgeable than the average pilot.
Oh my God.
What?
That being said, here's where the problem arises. My wife and I were invited to one of her male coworkers' house for a barbecue. My wife is a senior software tech for a COVID startup. She's worked there since 2020.
My wife is as the breadwinner.
This is going to make you.
My skin is already
gonna make
on
you.
fire.
Yeah. She's worked there since 2020. A lucky catch after she was laid off from her previous job due to the virus. A lucky catch.
Fuck this
Doesn't
guy
that
to the
feel
moon.
fucking-
You.
That's
What a
just
piece of
diminishing.
shit. You're not even a real fucking pilot and you want the respect.
But it's just a lucky catch that she got this software job. Wow.
My skin is on fire.
It was my first time meeting many of her now close coworkers due to COVID and working from home. I had assumed she'd talked about me before, but as we were cycling through introductions, I became less sure. We make our way down the line to the host of the party, a new male hire that she has grown platonically close to. We exchange casual conversation, and Greg, the host, asked what I do for a living. My wife chimes in. He manages a insert fast food chain. It certainly comes with benefits. I'm assuming she's referring to free food. In a voice that implied nothing was wrong with what she said.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
That is what you do for a living.
Yeah.
That is what you do for
That
a
is the
living.
answer to the question.
I very quickly corrected her and told him that I am a pilot.
No.
This
I would
motherfucker-
die. Shoot me. I would die if my fucking husband was like, actually, I'm a pilot.
Excuse me. My wife already knows how insecure I am about my job and how I'd much rather
That's
be
a you
introduced
problem.
by my hobby. By my hobby.
Honey, you're not. And you're not. And you're not. And you're not.
If you want to become a pilot, become a pilot. Like, that's
Do
great.
it.
But this motherfucker's insecurity and feeling emasculated because his
not my
wife,
problem.
it's not his wife's problem.
No.
And oh my God, I hope she hooks up with that coworker.
Greg.
Platonic my ass.
This is what he says. I've earned the title of pilot through my 500 plus hours and sim and thousands of dollars put into my craft. I think it is incredibly disrespectful of her not to acknowledge my skills and training.
I have eaten probably thousands of dollars of whatever fast food joint you've worked at. So
I'm a manager
I'm
now.
actually a manager.
Yeah, I'm the general manager of Taco Bell now.
Yeah, exactly right.
Just because I don't have the title of pilot or an overpriced piece of paper doesn't mean I'm
This
not a
motherfucker
pilot.
right here. Yeah, yes, it does. That's exactly what that means.
Actually, it does mean you're not a pilot.
That
it
is
does
exactly
mean that you're not a pilot.
I've been to the doctor's office I've spent thousands at hospitals. Thousands of dollars.
You're a doctor.
I'm a
now.
doctor.
I would
how
like
much-
you to put some respect on my name.
Yes, I would like you to start referring to me
I'm
as
an ophthalmologist.
Yeah, actually-
So there you go.
I've put in many hours watching Law and Order SVU. So
you're a lawyer.
I think that I'm actually
LLC lawyer.
I'm a detective.
We've all done so many
detective.
hours of work on these Tainted Loves. I think we're all, you know,
criminalists.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
criminology. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I don't
wow.
need
I'd like
an
to be
overpriced piece of paper to tell me that I am a criminologist.
Listen,
That I'm a doctor.
I definitely have had moments. They're less and less frequent now, but definitely in my late 20s, early 30s, I had a lot of insecurities about the fact that I didn't have a college degree.
Sure.
Right.
it bothered me because I know I'm
Clearly, I did too.
intelligent and working in the field that I was working in when I was younger, food service, you do get treated a lot of times like you're an idiot.
Sure.
And so it bothered me. But the older I get, the more that I'm just like, who the fuck cares what people think?
And clearly she
I just
doesn't.
Gotta make myself happy.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
Right? Because like he even says like she said it in a way that implied there was nothing, like obviously there's
She
nothing
doesn't
wrong
think there's anything wrong with it. Why would anybody else?
And
if somebody
managing a
introduced
restaurant
me,
chain is a lot of work.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it wow.
Dude, yeah. So I laughed
Your
it
job
off.
is not who you are.
No.
You need to let that shit
And
go immediately.
also,
if
it
not
doesn't
sooner.
mean you can't then talk about like, because you have put a lot of energy into your hobby. You
also
are
really
passionate
cool
about it. And that is really cool. I would love to talk to somebody who has a flight simulator in their house. Like that would be so interesting to me. You know, I really do feel like that. What an interesting hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot get mad at your wife.
Honey,
So, okay,
you
hold
are
on.
not a pilot.
We're almost done. I laughed it off with Greg, told him under my breath that my wife was often forgetful, which I'm sure he realized working with her.
Okay.
I swear to fucking God.
He seemed to brush it off casually. At this point, I'm fuming, but don't go much farther than exchanging some nasty glances at my wife for the rest of the night. As we pack into the car to leave, the argument starts. She feels as if I don't deserve my title as a pilot because I'm not a professional.
Agreed.
I told her
She's right.
she's completely insensitive to the work I've done, and she will never understand what it's like to study so much. She's currently on the couch as I type this. Am I really the asshole for asking to be respected?
Oh my God.
Yes.
The comments are probably
on fire.
on fire.
I think he put it in a relationship Reddit first. Oof. So of course got like fucked up. And then he went and put it in like a...
Am I the asshole?
No, it was for... Well, maybe that's what he put it in first, but then he moved to a pilot. Thinking that he would get more sympathy.
And the pilots
and they're
were
like,
right.
absolutely the fuck not.
No.
What is wrong with you? And again, like,
Oh,
I don't know.
no.
I mean, there are things where it's just like, you can call yourself if you like to paint, you can say I'm a painter. That's fine. But that's not your job necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Your
what I mean?
hobby
And
is not your job.
Also, like what Cassie said, your job is not who you are.
Yeah.
It's something that you do in order to make money.
Well,
but
especially
like,
in these United States of America.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just gotta get by to get by. Nobody's
job
gonna
is
think
not-
less than you.
My job is not my passion.
No.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that is when people ask me what I do tell them, I'm like, this is what I do. This is my job. This is what pays the bills. And then I will tell them, also, I have a podcast.
Yeah.
Also, I have these other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
this tells you a little bit more about me because of this. Yeah.
right. Like we are podcasters, and I
Yeah.
would tell people that we are podcasters,
Yeah.
but I do also I know what you are asking. If you're asking me what I do for a living.
For a living.
For a living. The thing that pays my bills. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And nobody, wow.
I just,
Yeah.
I denigrate like all jobs, by the way, because I know I said pilots are like Airbus drivers or whatever, but I'm just like, all jobs are stupid. Like in the grand scheme of things, they're all freaking dumb.
Yeah. And honestly, you're the one who put a level system
Correct.
in your head
Yes,
about
exactly.
what
You're doing this.
They're
equates
all
to
dumb.
more or less.
Eat the rich.
Yeah.
Time for a revolution.
Honey, you're clearly making enough money to buy a fucking simulator.
Yeah.
What are you worried about, sir?
But
Wow.
more
Is he?
than
Or is
that,
his wife?
right?
Well, I'm pretty sure he makes pretty okay money.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a GM.
yeah.
General managers make good money.
Hell
You know what
yeah.
I mean? But yeah, I mean,
But to say that the way he denigrated
that's
his
the
wife's
problem
job,
is that not only did he denigrate his wife's job, but he also in front of her coworkers.
yes.
Denigrated
said-
her, not just
I'm
her job.
sure you know how forgetful she is since you work with her.
What would you do?
So
What would you
forgetful that I
do?
forgot what my husband did for a living.
I
What?
swear to you. What would you do if somebody
Leave that man, girl. Dump him. Dump his ass. Dump his ass.
What would you do
Get out of there.
if somebody's husband was like, actually, I'm a pilot,
My coworker.
and then told you? What if one of your coworkers' husbands did this? You're the person receiving this
Molly, you
information.
in danger, girl.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Oh my
Truly.
God.
You gotta leave that man. I'd be talking to
My
Molly every
face.
day in the break room, like,
You okay, girl?
yeah.
My
Everything
face-
Wanna go out for drinks?
Yeah. You were stuck inside during lockdown with that fucking guy?
My face would
God.
never be able to hide.
Yeah. Excuse?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine my face?
Such a trend right now where it's like me thinking I'm hiding everything and then it flashes your face. You're like,
Cassie's eyebrows have completely disappeared. They're in her bangs. They're gone completely. Yeah.
That is just like, listen, your own insecurities are your own insecurities, but the fact that the really bothersome things is the way that he denigrated his wife throughout that post and in front of her coworkers. It's unacceptable.
Lose it.
Yeah.
I would fucking lose it.
Yeah.
I can't. It's such an unfathomable situation. I can literally not imagine. That is so me though.
Why
so
would
trying
I
to put
have
myself
told them that you were a pilot?
What the fuck?
Why would I have to, like, if with my coworkers, I might be like, oh, my husband like just bought this flight simulator. Like he's really interested in aviation.
Yeah.
But that's not what you do for
That's
a
not
living.
and that's not what they asked.
Yeah.
I didn't ask
would
what are your
love-
hobbies.
I would love to read the comments.
Oh,
my
well,
God.
I'll try and find the post again and send it your way.
I just want to read the pilots' comments. The pilots who are like, "Are you fucking for real?"
They're
dude?"
like, we did go to flight school. Or,
actually,
we
I-
did
have to
all of
pass.
the things that you are doing
And
as
think
your
are so
hobby,
stupid.
and then also like
all the things to
When-
get that dumb piece of paper you're talking about. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and you know how I feel. Like, you are not your job. You are not your college degree. You are not any of those things. But don't put anybody else down. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Gross.
especially somebody that you're supposed to love and respect and everything. That makes me think like
and all other pilots.
that makes me think this is not the first time. Like the way they're so casual about like disrespecting it. I'm like, this is not the first time.
Dude, Reddit is wild like that. The way people will just casually tell on themselves.
Oh, 100.
in Reddit, where I'm just like, do you not realize that you sound fucking
Psychotic.
Which makes me think like, yeah, there's some like there's something really wrong with you.
Behavior.
Yeah.
Well, it's like real life people tell on themselves too. I was telling you guys about like watching like clips of the Congress interviewing
my
the
God.
CEO of TikTok. That guy's like, I open your app and I'm from the great state of Texas, and I open your app and all I see are drag queens, fluffers, and homosexuals.
You're
And
like,
everyone's like,
babes.
you're telling on yourself.
TikTok knows you better
Yeah.
than you know you. So if it's pulling that shit up, it's because that's what you want to see, baby.
Yeah, I hate to break it
Yeah.
to you.
Listen,
Let me-
unbun, but that's not what I get.
That's not what I get.
No,
Yeah.
thirst traps and
it's like
Pedro Pascal.
exactly.
Maybe that's what he's getting too. Is just Pedro Pascal thirst memes.
He's like, I'm angry. Other people are like, so does TikTok connect to the Wi-Fi? And you're like,
That poor man's head was about to fucking explode. Which also, we talked about this off mic. Secret hottie.
How hot?
TikTok
Yes.
CEO, secret
Listen.
hottie.
he is so hot. Like, I'm trying to think if there's another like tech person that's that hot.
No,
because
I think
otherwise
he's the
you have.
hottest.
because Zuckerberg looks terrifying. Like he's gonna murder me in my fucking sleep. Bezos too. Both of them have killer eyes. They got like shark eyes.
They really do. Soulless black.
Yes.
Who owns
Eyes.
Snapchat?
I don't know.
Ooh,
Tom. We got Tom from MySpace.
MySpace.
Tom from
would
MySpace
smash.
is a
Smash.
would smash.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're finding our FMK now.
All right.
But what about Jack Doherty or whatever his name is? Like,
Dorsey?
Dorsey?
Oh,
What
from
does he look
Twitter,
like?
he's hot too.
Is he hot?
Yeah, he's pretty hot.
Okay.
Wait, but it's Elon Musk now, right?
Ew, but we don't have to talk
We
about
don't
that.
yeah,
acknowledge. Okay, got it.
Jack Dorsey, he's okay.
He's
all
got
right.
some Ben Affleck vibes to me.
I don't know his vibe.
Oh,
I don't know if
the
he's a
Rasputin
good,
beard is
good
not
guy or a bad guy. Ooh, no, I
looks-
hate
oh,
that.
God.
I don't like that.
Ugh.
He's got a real Rasputin situation
Look
happening.
up Tom from MySpace now.
Oh, he is always forever hot, forever my boo.
What is the guy's name from TikTok? What's his name?
Oh my gosh, you asked me too fast. And everyone's mispronouncing it too.
course.
So I don't want to be
That guy.
that guy.
Tom?
Tom's not bad.
He looks all right.
Yeah, I'm digging.
I don't
Tom.
mind it. I don't mind it at
And
all.
he did it right too. He was like, goodbye.
Getting out, traveling. I saw his Instagram a few years ago, and I was like, this motherfucker just travels everywhere.
And he's
It's
like,
just
I made
beautiful,
money and that's
beautiful
all.
landscapes. It's all
Yeah.
you got.
Shu Z Chu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Shu?
that. Shu.
Is it SH?
Let's do pronunciation.
So
Show
Zichu.
Chu.
Show Zichu.
Okay.
Okay.
Show.
Show.
We'll call him Show for the purposes of this.
Exactly. Because,
it.
we're on TikTok so much. I feel like we're on a first name basis.
Yeah.
with
I mean,
Show.
and we are with Tom as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody calls him
MySpace
Tom
Tom
Anderson.
TikTok Show.
Yeah. And then do we want to do Jack? He seems okay as far as the TikTok, as far as the social media billionaires, tech bros go. Jack didn't seem so bad. Like he definitely tried in ways that I feel like
wondering
I'm going to do
Zuckerberg didn't.
Inventors. Yeah. And I mean, Twitter's such an important app. It just is like, it's so sad now.
Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy.
What'd they do?
Snapchat. Owners of Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything about them.
I'm going to look, see what they look like. Evan.
I don't really know anything about Jack either, but you know.
We know what he looks like.
Mm-hmm.
We can go straight on looks.
Yeah, let's just be fair and say that we're going to go entirely on looks.
Okay. I mean, and I do want to say we did decide. Oh, he's cute.
He's right. Yeah.
Ooh, he is cute. Snapchat Evan.
Is he? I'm sorry.
Is he dating?
That's a Victoria's Secret model.
Of course.
That's Miranda Kerr. Did he marry Miranda Kerr?
I don't know.
Well, shit. I think he got her pregnant.
It is Miranda.
Wow.
It is Miranda Kerr.
Amazing. Okay. Well, fuck.
Power couple. All right.
Well,
Okay.
Jesus.
Do we want to do Snapchat Evan?
Yeah,
Snapchat Evan.
Okay.
Snapchat, dude, he's hotter than
he's
Jack
hot.
Dorsey.
He is. And we do want to say we literally said "eat the rich" like 10 minutes ago in this very
And
podcast.
I stand by it.
And we stand by it. We understand that none of these are probably very good people.
Right.
They're all,
You can't be a billionaire if you're.
he looks like a little baby, the other founder of Snapchat. Looks like a
Bobby.
a teeny baby Bobby.
Yep.
He is the one that did not get Miranda Kerr pregnant.
No. He's cute though. He just looks like a little baby. But okay. Yeah, we want to just first of all, we are very aware that they all have bodies under their floorboards probably. Like allegedly don't sue me. Please don't sue me.
Oh no.
But like we know that they're probably not super great people. I don't know that you build an empire like that on the up and up. I've seen Succession, okay?
Yeah. And also like when it comes to social media and it's pros versus cons, this is definitely, something that I love TikTok. It is a massive time waster. I actually love it though for like when I'm really stressed. Scrolling through a few funny videos actually does like
help bring me down. It's true. And it does make me laugh, which is good. I'm getting those endorphins.
Yeah. I'm nostalgic for MySpace and our first like baby internet selves learning what it could be. And I've never used Snapchat whatsoever.
Kind of, yeah.
I did use it.
But wasn't for me. Just didn't love it.
I mean, it worked for a minute. The second that Zuckerberg was like, we're going to do stories on Instagram, it destroyed Snapchat. I mean, I think some people still
feel
use
like
it,
younger people, like when it got introduced to me, I was like, this is how people cheat.
This is a
porn.
porn.
Yeah,
app that people.
This is how people porn.
Yeah. It disappears or what have you. And in that way, I can say that Mr. Miranda Kerr, Evan, Snapchat Evan does look like a fuckboy to me. He's cute, but I'm like, that man, that's why he made Snapchat, so that he could do some shit, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's like, what if he's like cheating and he's like, God, it'd be so great if these
just
texts
disappeared.
just
It's gotta
disappeared.
be easier than this. Like, there has to be a better way.
So that she can't find the nudes on my phone.
Enter Snapchat.
There you go.
So
Modern problems require.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna marry Tom.
Okay.
I'm gonna marry Tom. First of all, was very nostalgic.
Got in, got out.
He was my friend. You know, like so.
He was really our first
He was
friend.
really our friend.
Yeah.
So I am. Yeah, he was my first social media friend ever. This is the first social media I had.
So many of us.
So I'm gonna marry him because he did the thing. He got out early. Probably doesn't have nearly as much money as everybody else.
Travels a
but
bunch.
he got out early enough to make plenty of money. Enough.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
He had an idea. It came to fruition.
Yeah.
He fucking cashed out and was like, I'm not
gonna
doing
live my
this
life
and then
now.
going to invent. I'm getting off the treadmill.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm going to go live
we're
my
just
life.
gonna go fucking travel.
Yeah.
We're gonna go do fun shit.
I love this
together.
for us.
Like, yeah, I think that it's a good
choice.
life. It's gonna be
Solid.
really nice. I'm gonna fuck Show. I am gonna fuck Show because he's hot.
Yep.
So hot.
Yep.
And watching him literally try so hard to not
keep a straight
laugh
face.
and keep a straight face at this inanity, these other fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I know.
Asking the dumbest fucking questions. I'm like, you have to have younger people on your staff that like gave you questions. Like,
and I hope,
honestly,
and I will actually
run
do
these
hope,
by your grandkids before
I
you
hope that
fucking-
their staff was like, yeah, ask this. That sounds good.
That
you should
sounds
do.
perfect.
Yeah, do that.
I mean, it was
Dumbass.
the most relatable Mark Zuckerberg has ever been is whenever he was being interviewed by Congress. And it was just like that you could just see the wheels turning. Same with the TikTok CEO. You could just see the wheels turning of them being like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how am I gonna
And how is he not how is he not railing at them and be like, you're only doing this because you want an American company to steal your and profit off your
That's
data.
exactly
Like,
right.
there's
Yes.
no reason
Yeah.
for any of this shit.
Yeah.
It's just that whoever paid a bunch of money to make this
Facebook
happen.
paid a bunch of money
Exactly.
to kill the competition.
Exactly.
I mean, let's just say it how it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I also genuinely do enjoy TikTok so much that I feel like it's the least I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
Like
fuck him.
for him,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the least
You
I can
earned
do for
it,
you.
sir.
You have earned it.
You've earned a good
Hours
fucking,
of entertainment.
You've earned it.
honestly.
You've earned 20 minutes of good entertainment, and I owe you.
Bare mins.
Yeah,
Like,
Exactly.
honestly.
I owe you.
Yeah. And then the other guy, first of all, anybody who marries a Victoria's Secret model, I'm immediately like, I don't know. And I do think he invented Snapchat to cheat.
I know.
And he is hot, but he does look like
He's not that hot.
He looks like a
He's
frat
not as hot
bro.
as-
He looks like a
Yeah.
frat bro.
And
Yeah.
you know what? 100 times out of 100, when I've like hooked up with a guy like that, they are never that good.
Oh, never.
No.
Oh, no.
Because they don't have to be.
No.
Listen, I think I'm doing the exact same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I want to travel with Tom. I want to get busy with TikTok, dude, for a solid 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yep.
Give him his money's worth and move on. And then, I can't compete with Miranda Kerr anyway. I'm not
Right.
trying to.
Exactly. I'm not trying
to.
to
No.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That guy's, no, that's
Enjoy.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just like going to like Bali with MySpace
yeah,
Tom.
dude.
I'm into it.
He kind of seems like the kind of person that would just be like super fun at like group events
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
He's just
totally.
I don't
chill.
think he takes himself too seriously.
But we're gonna have
Like,
so much fun at the barbecue with him.
Yeah.
He'll play games. He's gonna play board games with
yeah.
you.
He does seem like the type who might have an acoustic guitar, but that's okay.
Oh.
I'll take it. That's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
We all have our pros and cons, Cassie. No one's perfect.
No one's perfect. MySpace
No one's
Tom
perfect.
definitely
He has
breaking
vibes.
it out.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's okay.
I'll
It's
get a
okay.
tambourine. Fine.
Today is gonna be the day that I'm gonna throw it back to you.
And you know what? I'd be like, this is fine. It's okay.
It's Tom. Like at the same time, you're like on the phone, like booking your next trip. It's
Yeah.
like, this will make up for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gonna go to Crete. Oh my gosh.
fun.
Well, you guys want to take
Wait.
five? Oh, yes, we have patrons.
We have a new patron. Yes,
Heck
very
yeah.
exciting.
Shouting it out.
Shouting it out. We want to give a huge worsty welcome to Carly Rollins. Welcome
Hey,
to
Carly.
our Patreon family. We hope you are enjoying the content we are uploading to Patreon. Next month's movie for Patreon is Ghost,
Yeah.
which we
You're
just recorded and is such a fun episode, such a fun movie.
Love it.
So we hope that you enjoy that. If you have any suggestions for us for Fuck, Marry, Kills movies, stories, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Awesome.
Yay. Well, you guys want to take five and we'll come back with stories?
Sounds good.
Cool.
And we're back. Okay, I am going to kick us off with stories. Went on a date with a Navy boy, okay. Anyway,
Yes, please.
he seemed smart and sweet online. He picks me up in this incredibly ostentatious yellow Camaro, which I have a sneaking suspicion
I think I went on this date.
he borrowed as it was a stick, and the dude was having a hell of a time driving it.
Oh,
No,
dude.
nothing's worse.
Yeah.
Than somebody
Yeah.
who cannot handle their car.
You're like jutting forward and backwards.
Yeah,
like
but
this.
also nothing's hotter than somebody who really
Can.
can.
Ooh, can handle
There's
a stick.
something about somebody that can drive
Handle a stick.
oh my God.
Listen,
it's so hot. I don't know
agree.
why.
Yeah.
I agree. But people who are too into their cars, red flag. Like,
Yeah.
also, I was riding bikes on the beach last weekend. Like, we were doing a beach bike ride. And this guy was in the road past a parking lot doing fucking donuts.
Okay.
Doing donuts, just fucking like
What the fuck?
smoke
Gravel,
everywhere.
sand.
Like, I'm just
stupid.
Okay, like you are not in fucking Fast and the Furious. Relax.
Yeah.
Stop.
Gone in 60 seconds
Stop
over
it.
here.
Yeah. No, I haven't thought about that movie in a
I
long
know.
time.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Wow. Okay. He was having a hell of a time driving it. We decide to go walk on the boardwalk for a while. So he pulls into a parking garage. In his attempt to park the car, he completely sideswipes the car next to us, leaving yellow paint all across their car. He didn't even act like anything happened. So I say, I think you may have hit the car next to us.
No, I didn't.
He gets out, looks at it, then climbs back in and goes, I guess we should park somewhere else. And peels out before I could say anything.
No.
Fast forward, the date is going poorly as a hit and run is never a good start.
No. No.
And it's miserably hot out. So we decide to see a movie. It happened to be Shrek, the final chapter.
Oh no.
Look, I love a
What?
good Shrek movie.
Listen,
Right.
I don't
know if
but
it's date material.
it doesn't feel like a first date movie. He has his seat on the seats in front of us, which is no big deal until a dad holding his toddler daughter comes in and the only seats still open are the ones in front of us. The dad goes to sit down and this guy doesn't move his feet. In fact, he even moves his feet forward a bit so that he hits the dad in the head.
What a fucking dick.
Oh
The
my
dad
God.
looks back at us, and then this guy sighs heavily, takes his feet down, looks at me, and goes, "My feet were there first."
Oh my.
Then buy a fucking seat for your feet, bruh. Like,
Dude, some people shouldn't be in public again.
No,
honestly.
no,
it's the
you
same type
are
of people
feral.
that take their fucking shoes off on the plane and then like stick them through the hole.
Or
Fuck
put their
you.
hair over the back of
The
the
way
seat.
I don't fuck around with that shit.
Yeah.
Main character energy,
Yeah.
man.
You
Listen.
deserve to have a lollipop stuck in your hair if you do that to the person who's
Honestly,
sitting behind you.
Gum.
Wow.
After the movie, he asked if I wanted to go to dinner. I said no. He drops me off. I'm surprised he didn't drop the transmission as well. And asks when he can see me again. He had a great time.
I'm sure he did.
How are your feet?
Ooh,
How are your
wowie.
feet? And that.
Just
Big
unbelievable.
balls.
Big
Yeah.
balls on Brad there.
Side swipes a car and it's just like, bye.
I guess we
we have to
should
park somewhere else.
Dude,
Wow.
Eric and I went to the grocery store during the pandy, and it was like one of our few like fun times out. And we're
Grocery
going
store.
into the pavilions in West Hollywood, and the parking lot was just always like madness there, whatever. So we're waiting for a car to turn into a parking space, and it's like this beige car, and this older man is like trying to turn into this part, and he literally it's just like crunch, crunch,
no.
and then he backs up. It's
No, no, no.
crunch, crunch, crunch.
No.
And then he just slowly
No.
drives away. We're like,
no.
oh my God, we just totally witnessed a hit and run. And it was like a Lexus, and it was dented.
Oh my
Fuck.
God.
And I was like, what do we do? Like, we saw it happen.
Did you
but
get the
it's just
license
like,
plate?
No. We were just like, I was like laughing
I
like
mean, I
nervously.
don't know what
was
else-
like, what is happening?
All you could do
no.
is maybe leave a note and say like the car looked like this, like so sorry.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly what I did. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I just heard the crash and I was distracted, but it was this kind of car or whatever. But I was like,
no.
oh my God, man. Can you imagine?
No.
Just like,
I literally cannot. I would be so upset.
And driving away slowly too is also like he's
it's
just
just
like,
like
well,
nothing to see here. I guess I'm
I'll
going
do my
shopping
shopping
somewhere.
later. Yeah.
Yes. Guess I'll park somewhere else.
Bye.
Oh no.
Oh man. Okay. My story. I met a guy on a dating app. I was maybe 19 or 20.
Yep.
He seemed kind of nerdy and normal, and our conversations were enthusiastic and flirty, and it seemed to be going well. He invites me to dinner at a Thai place and offers to pick me up. So he shows up, and when I answer the door, he goes, "Wow, you're really dressed up. I'm just in jeans." I tell him it's fine. He's the man. He doesn't have to be cuter than me. Love that.
Exactly.
Now I'd like to interject for an important detail.
Oh no.
In his profile, his 3 pictures were of him with his eyebrow raised. I thought he was just being cheeky.
No. He has a permanent.
Like trying to serve smolder or something.
Oh, no.
Turns out his face is just like that. Always and then just does the emoji. Eyebrow raise.
No. Oh no.
So always this face.
Botox. He's got like Botox.
Oh, babe.
Makes you feel judged all the time.
Oh, really?
So this guy's like,
Really? Okay.
okay. So we get to the restaurant, and as soon as we're seating, he looks at me and says, "So I'm a brown belt in karate."
No. With that
face. Yeah. And I'm like,
Are you?
Wow.
Are you? Because I can barely believe anything you're saying right now.
It makes me think of
Everything's sarcastic.
Everything's sarcastic. Yeah.
I'm a brown belt in karate.
Okay.
So I go, wow, okay, tell me about it. And he pretty much spent most of dinner talking to me about martial arts, anime, and Japanese culture. He ordered our meal for me in broken Thai, which made me and the server uncomfortable. But since he's talking so much, I had plenty of time to eat and enjoy my pad Thai.
That's always nice. You're like, noodles.
Yes. As long as I kept nodding my head to what he was saying.
Perfect. I love pad Thai. This
It's delicious,
yeah,
honestly.
It's fine.
I don't need to
And
talk.
he's just like judging you.
Savoring this meal.
So the check comes and he said, "Wow, you ate a lot with
Honey.
that face."
Honey, you ordered.
Yeah, you ordered for me.
And you talked
know
the
how
whole
much
time.
I ordered.
I didn't have anything else to do but eat this delicious pad Thai. We get out to the car and he says, "Wait, I have to show you my ninja weapon."
No.
Baby. How many
No.
times do we have to tell you on this podcast, never bring out the martial arts weapon?
It is not a talent show.
We
It's a
don't need to
fucking
see it.
date.
It's not
okay?
show and tell. I don't need to know. Like,
no.
please keep it to yourself.
I'm like, great. I'm going to die by throwing stars
Oh my
tonight.
God. Oh my
And he
God.
shows me all of his TMNT swords and shit. I'm like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh no. Oh no.
I say, well, the sun's going down. It'll be late soon. Maybe we should head back. Late soon.
It'll be late soon because the sun is going down. So it's like 6 p.m.
Yes.
Like I think a grandma dinner.
When he blurts out, "You can't leave yet.
Why?
Let's get a donut."
No. What?
So he
Why?
digs up some change from his car and asks me to pick a single
sweetie.
donut from the Dunkin's nearby. I pick my favorite and he says, "Oh, I don't like that one," and then picks a different donut and
Are we sharing a
cuts it
donut?
down the middle
Yeah.
for us
All
to
right.
split.
Look, how much is a donut at Dunkin'? Like $1? $2? How much is it?
Then we're sitting there quietly eating our donut
Your donut half.
while he shows me pictures of his sister's dolls that he likes to steal and draw on.
How old is this man?
What
I need to know
is
everything about. She's
happening?
19 or 20, so maybe he's like
He's
really
on a
young.
dating app.
But I'm just
You've
like,
got to be over 18.
everything about this date feels like this is a child. I'm like, you're.
Oh my God. Have we been around a 19-year-old boy recently? This feels legitimately what a 19-year-old boy is like.
Dear.
It feels,
How did we survive?
this is like really triggering. He says, "I don't know why I do it. I just think it's funny when they scare her."
What
Red
the fuck is
flag.
wrong
What
with
a
you?
creep.
Why would you bring this up on a date?
Oh my God.
I asked him to drop me off at my friend's job so he wouldn't remember where I lived.
He remembers.
He gets out of the car and goes, "I know what to do if I drop a girl off at her house, but I don't know what to do at a Pizza Hut."
Oh.
I'm sure you don't know.
No.
I'm sure you don't know what to do at the house either, if I'm
No.
honest. And I say, "How about a hug then?"
Oh.
We hug it out. He asked for another date and I told him I'd call him. Never called, never another date.
Wow.
That face, the emoji is what's killing me. The
Fucking raised eyebrow.
giving
Listen.
smolder the whole time. Just the Rock. Eating pad Thai with the Rock.
I don't even
A
want the
teenage
rock to do that the
The
entire
teenage
time.
Rock.
I don't want the Rock to do that the whole time. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
that's a,
Yikes.
a lot.
ride.
That was that was a ride. All right. So I'm going back to the well of our inbox from one of our listeners. This guy bringing all the heat every time. And it's so fucking funny, dude.
I love the way he writes. Oh my God.
This is one of his shame receipts. He says, "Hey ladies, let me start by saying that I know everybody develops relationships with the genders they're attracted to at different rates. For example, when I was in 5th grade, my older brother was able to ride the success of the Titanic by styling his hair exactly like Leonardo DiCaprio and attracting several girlfriends before leaving the elementary school playground."
I've said it once. I'll say it a million times. A middle part floppy cut. That did it for me in the 90s.
Well, there you go.
So,
Same.
yeah.
His older brother would have been quite your style.
100% I would have had a crush on his older brother. Yeah.
I, on the other hand, missed that boat and used way too much hair gel. So my score for going into middle school was 0 girlfriends, 0 dates.
Oh my God. He's like using the LA looks.
Yeah.
No,
The blue.
Just blue tips.
Oh, just slick to shit. In and of itself, this isn't embarrassing. Most people probably don't start exploring dating and relationships until their teenage years anyway. Unfortunately, rather than progressing my relationships with the opposite sex, my middle school years netted me the rare distinction of having been on not 0, but -1 dates.
Oh.
How does someone
How does one?
accomplish -1 dates,
Yeah.
you might ask? Let me tell you. It all started in 2003. At the time, I was 13 years old, definitely into girls for a while at this point, but also fairly shy and more concerned about creeping them out than missing out on my 8th grade dating scene.
Well, yeah.
One
At
day,
least he was concerned about that.
Yeah,
Because
he's
most
like,
of the guys in my middle school were
no
not
concerns.
concerned about creeping me out, I don't think.
no, because
They should have
did.
been more concerned about it.
Yeah. One day, my best friend, let's call him Matt, calls me up and asks if I want to go see a movie. What movie, I ask. School of Rock, he says. Awesome.
Nice.
I say into my parents' cordless phone. I love movie theater popcorn, so I honestly would have said yes to any movie, but this one actually seemed like one that would be fun, so I'm more than excited. Matt's mom pulls up into the house an hour later, and I climb into the minivan, psyched for some grown-up PG-13 humor.
Hell yeah.
And preparing myself to enter the popcorn zone. It's a thing. Don't look it up.
Amazing.
As we're driving, I
my
notice
God.
we aren't on the way to the theater. Where are we going? I ask. Why are you keeping that sweet artificial butter smell from me? I think, but don't ask.
I've rediscovered my love for popcorn recently. I bought a
Oh my
box
God.
of Orville
So
Redenbacher and it is delightful.
It's so good.
So
I
fucking
love
good. Salty,
popcorn
buttery
so much.
goodness.
Oh, it's so delicious. So good once it hits your lips. Oh, we're going to go pick up Cindy, not her real name. She's coming with us, says Matt super casually. A girl?
Girl, that changes the game. Where's my Axe body spray? I didn't prepare.
Nobody told me there'd be a girl at this event.
Also, only one?
Just one to share.
A
One for the
singular
table. One girl for the table.
Nobody told me there'd be a girl at this event. A girl could potentially change the entire movie experience. Not cool. Luckily,
True, not
we
cool.
went to a relatively small Catholic school. Our graduating class was only 69 people. High five, same here. Truly, 69 people in my
69.
graduating. Yeah, it's noise. So I'd known Cindy since kindergarten and figured she wasn't likely to throw the dynamic off too much. Matt's mom pulls up to Cindy's house and there's some awkwardness as she gets in the van because Matt and I were already occupying the cool captain's chairs in the middle.
Oh, so she's got to like scoot through to the back.
Meaning only the lame back seats were available. Matt, halfway to being chivalrous, shoots me a dirty look and hisses, "Dude, get in the back."
Oh.
Not wanting to jeopardize watching a cool PG-13 movie and my beloved popcorn, I dutifully comply so that Matt and Cindy
You're the
can
third
enjoy
wheel on this date.
Yeah.
My dude.
enjoy
No.
the captain's chairs, even though I was there first and none of these alternative plans had been submitted for my approval
That's
ahead
right.
of time. We arrive at the theater. The butter smell is as intoxicating as I'd hoped it would be. To my delight, Matt's mom is a cool mom and allows us to get 2 large popcorns between the 3 of us. Since Cindy is a girl, I assume she won't eat that much. So the math is really
Wow.
checking out.
You
on this one.
assume you assume wrong, my friend.
No.
I can put away some fucking popcorn.
me
like
too.
really can.
Yeah, dare you.
Yeah.
When we enter the theater, Matt's mom proves to be an even cooler mom because instead of sitting with us and throwing off the vibe, she sits in the very back while we sit several rows ahead, closer to the front. Reasoning that I have the best popcorn access if I sit in the middle, I situate myself to be just so when Matt irritatingly hisses for the second time that day, dude, move your seat.
He's so oblivious. Sweet angel. Like, you don't know what's happening. He invited you along to make Cindy feel more comfortable for you guys to be on a date. Like, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
You wanted to
you're being used.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seems a bit rude to me.
No clue.
But as long as I get to hold one popcorn bucket, I can't really complain.
Really loves popcorn so much.
I know. They're going to take the popcorn away from him. I'm going to be
gonna
really
lose it.
upset.
Yeah. So I
Poor
move
guy.
to the left. Matt is in the middle. Cindy is on the right. Movie starts, and honestly, it's a pretty good movie. 13-year-old me was in heaven.
It is a pretty good movie. It holds up.
Yeah, enjoying his snacks and laughing at the jokes, even if some of them went over my head. About halfway through the movie, I get the dreaded feeling, you know the one, where you're laughing at the movie, but no one else is. Don't Matt and Cindy find Jack Black's antics
You
hilarious
look over at Matt
too?
and Cindy.
I turn to look and see if they're laughing and having as much fun as I am. It was then I noticed what would have been painfully obvious to any other male youth not entranced by the thought of snacks. They are not laughing, but arguably they are having more fun than I am.
Yeah.
You guessed it. These two adolescents are making out, sucking face hard, and completely ignoring the gang of plucky youngsters on screen trying to whip themselves into a real rock band.
I want to go back to that mom.
That's what I was thinking. Is I'm like, this is bold, like with your mom only a few rows back. Like I would not be making out with anyone with my mom in the same room as me.
And also I'm like putting myself in that mom's shoes. I also am like,
I want to die.
My baby.
I want to die of him. First of all, just like chaperoning like 3 kids or whatever. Like, but then like your kid is, I just couldn't. I couldn't.
No.
That's something I putting on my list of things to not look forward to if I ever had a kid is like chaperoning them on an 8th grade date.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Worst.
At first, I'm surprised, but then the pieces start to fall into place. Why Matt kept making me move my seat. Why Matt's mom, officially the coolest mom now, isn't sitting with us. And lastly, why my movie ticket also granted me admission to this game of teenage tonsil hockey. Cindy's dad was very strict, and I remember hearing once that she wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend or go on dates. So Matt invited me along to make this date officially not a date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's right.
We all knew people like that. It's a group date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My best quality as a friend that night was that my presence offered plausible deniability.
Invite someone else, though. Don't make it 3 people. Like, invite another friend, too.
Make it a foursome at least.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. This can't be a date. How could it be a date? If insert my name here is present. Nobody is getting any action while that guy is around. At first, I am indignant that Matt didn't tell me ahead of time about my role as a fig leaf that evening. But then I noticed that, blinded by their hormones, these 2 horn dogs had completely abandoned their popcorn bucket on the ground. The container is still completely full because
like Jack fucking pot.
Yeah, as I had correctly predicted, Cindy didn't eat any. I discreetly edged the pot of gold toward myself with my foot, being careful not to become the wild card in the game. A footsie between being played mere inches away. Supply is secured and half a movie to go. I decide to enjoy the film instead of brooding over the betrayal happening right in front of me.
Yeah, you got popcorn. You got a good movie. Come on.
Yeah. Once the night is over, Matt never apologizes for making me cannon fodder in Operation Makeout or even acknowledges that any making out took place at all. All in all, it wasn't a bad night for me. Sure, at the end, the imaginary date count score card above my head now rolled back from 0 to -1. But at the very least, that's a unique record to maintain for 6 years until I met my first girlfriend in college.
Oh, baby.
Going on 0 dates in your adolescence is pathetic, but -1, that's historic.
Wow.
I love
Brava.
Did I go on any like official dates in high school? I'm trying to think.
I
A
did,
prom, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Or like homecoming.
Yeah.
I don't think anything other than that kind of thing.
It was very minimal for me.
It was very like school dances.
It went
school dances
after high school is when I went on like official, like I'd like to take you to dinner kind of dates.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went on dates in high school.
Yeah.
Of the three of us, you would be the one who dated in high school.
Why? Because I got pregnant in high school?
You have that energy. I'm just saying.
No, I did. I mean, probably from the time I was 16, because my first boyfriend, Richie and I
technically had a boyfriend when I was like 14, but we were not. I mean,
I had a campground boyfriend.
It's like a
so we didn't go out.
It's like a hold hands in the hallway situation.
Totally.
It's not like a go
I
out on
didn't
dates.
have like boyfriends, but I was definitely a little hoe. My senior year especially.
Oh,
I was like hoeing it up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, shit. By the time I got pregnant, I was like, I wasn't a hoe, and at that point even. I was like, it was literally the first time I ever had sex without a condom. Are you kidding me? And I had probably had sex maybe with 3 people ever.
Fertile
if
myrtle.
that.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Sluts, all of you.
Sluts are us right over
I
here.
didn't lose my virginity till after.
No,
high
I
school.
mean I'm grateful for my hoe phases.
Yeah.
I had 2 distinct ones. One like in high school. No, I was pretty much a hoe like all the way up until now. I was like, let me be honest with myself.
One, and then you're like, oh no, it's all of it.
I've been
every time I'm single.
I actually I just got my ancestry DNA, and it's like it's like
You got hoe in your blood.
I got
That's
hoe
okay.
in the blood.
Yeah.
We're pro hoe on this podcast.
We really are
very pro.
Yeah.
I very much have tried a lot of different flavors, and
Yeah.
you just have to. I had to know what was out there in order to make an informed decision.
That's exactly right. I mean, what?
That goes along with your permanence thing. You're like, gotta be able
I have to know.
Make
I have to make the decision.
Yeah.
Because what if there's something better?
If there's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
Yes.
Oh, and we're back. Keegan, tell us.
Okay. So this one was actually a semi-recent case file. So if you have been listening to Case File, you may have heard this, but I heard it and was like, we must. So I will jump right in. So Renae Marsden was described by everybody who knew her as being like a super bubbly, kind girl. She always put her family first. She had a really close relationship with her mother, Teresa, to the point where like she had a tattoo on her side that was like a really sweet quote, basically saying that like her mom was like the light of her life. Like very lovely.
I was like, that really is showing some mom love. And then I reminded myself that I have a tattoo of my mother's face.
You do
on my leg.
You do indeed. Yeah. I mean, and some people get those like mom in a heart, tattoos,
love
which
it.
I totally would do. I think that's cute. But you can watch, there's an Australian crime stories. I'll put the link in our sources on the website. But so it's kind of like a Dateline, but it's like an Australian version. And the whole episode is up on YouTube. And you can just see how bubbly and like sweet she is with her siblings. There's like footage of her like singing in the backseat of the car, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Which I always think is so bizarre in this day and age. You know what I mean?
Happiness.
Being joyful at all?
Yeah.
No, not that. But like, just that
I agree.
a lot of the old forensic files and stuff we watched, like you're getting like people talking about how they light up a room and you get pictures and stuff. But like the more modern the crime is, the more you're going to have Snapchats and all kinds of things that really like make a person
come to life.
real.
Yeah.
Cynical. I love it. Anyway, so Renae was in her late teens when she met and fell in love with a boy named Angus. He was her first love. So, of course, when the relationship fell apart when she was 19, she was devastated.
Yeah.
So in order to help her get over, right, we all have, especially 19.
Oh, heartbreak.
In order to get over her breakup, her friend Camilla Zaidan decided to introduce her to a 24-year-old
someone else.
Yeah, a 24-year-old man named Braden Spiteri. So Camilla and Braden had dated in the past, but Camilla was happy to make the introduction. She told Renae that she thought that
she's like, I didn't like him, but you might.
But you might, yeah.
I think you guys would be really good together.
Yeah. So she was like, we separated on good terms. We're still friends. I just think that like you two would be a better match. So
I'm sus already about that. Like, I don't love I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
One man's trash is another man's treasure,
that's
I
true.
guess.
Like, I mean, there are lots of people who I love dearly as friends that I would never want to date.
True.
Like, but are great with the people they're with.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that doesn't bother me that much, especially if it wasn't like a serious relationship. Because sometimes you try a flavor out and you're like, not for me. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that
pistachio on paper sounds good, but it's just not mine.
I don't like it, but somebody else is their favorite flavor. You know what I mean? So she showed Renae a picture of her and Braden together that was taken at a nightclub and gave Renae Braden's phone number and like linked them up on social media and was like, you guys should talk. So the two started chatting and they immediately hit it off. Braden seemed to share a lot of Renae's goals in wanting to get married and start a family. And he came from a really successful family. His family owned like a construction business in Sydney that specialized in like luxury apartment buildings, high-rise buildings. There was only one teensy tiny little hiccup in their plan here.
Feels like it's not going to be teensy tiny.
Braden was in prison.
Okay. First of all,
so Braden,
Camilla, I'm looking at you, honey.
Babes. Braden explained that a few months before he and Renae started talking, he was involved in a motorcycle accident that resulted in the death of his best friend and was subsequently convicted of manslaughter and was serving 2 years at a prison that was 2 hours outside of Sydney. But that his lawyer had managed to secure a cell phone for him. So he was able to communicate with her.
I don't like it.
Right. Still.
I don't like it.
What the fuck?
You're 19.
You're 19.
Babe.
You're 19. Still, Braden reassured Renae that he would be out before her 21st birthday, and then their lives could officially begin together. That's a long time.
That is okay. That's not how this works. He doesn't just like pop out of prison and like he has a job and he's not going to be on parole for a while.
Well,
like,
his family comes from money, so he was planning on joining the family business. Right. So he kind of had a built-in job when he got out.
Okay.
The two texted and chatted on social media constantly, and their relationship escalated very quickly. They would exchange pictures. Braden would send photos to Renae.
Legal? Where is this coming from again?
Australia.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, can't you not have cell phones?
Well,
he's not
supposed to.
Oh.
So his lawyer got him a cell phone. That's what he said, because his family has like a lot of money. So he's not
so what is
supposed
he
to
in
have
prison for? Do we
manslaughter.
know? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because his friend died in a motorcycle accident that he was driving. So he would send her pictures of like mostly, he worked out a lot in prison. So mostly like his body, like his physique. Renae's parents, especially her mom, were really concerned about the relationship.
Don't say.
Not only because he was in prison, but also because she had just come out of a pretty serious relationship.
She's vulnerable. She's young.
Yeah, very fast.
I don't want to be, I don't think that anybody should be defined by the worst day of their life or mistake that they've made, but I'm not getting the best vibes for Braden.
Your kid, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, she explains it like, she's like, I didn't want to push her away. I mean, she still lived at home, but was technically old enough to kind of like be on her own. We had such a good relationship that I wanted to tread lightly.
But also I have a prisoner who has my home address now.
Yeah, it's true. A few weeks into their relationship, Braden texted Renae's mother, Teresa, telling her that he had nothing but the best intentions for her daughter. He loved her. He was a good guy. He would never hurt her. So he texts Teresa and he's like, I just want to let you know. Like,
immediately my guard's up.
Yeah. So he showered Renae with gifts and cards and like just love bombed the shit out of her. And 3 months into their relationship, Renae solidified her feelings by going to the tattoo parlor with her friend Camilla and getting B. Spiteri tattooed on her chest.
I'm going to say it. Camilla is a bad influence.
Yeah.
So a few months after this, on New Year's Eve, Renae decided to go out to the club. So far things have been pretty like lovey-dovey, love bombing, all of that stuff. Pretty good to a 19-year-old. But a few months later, Renae decides to go out to a club on New Year's Eve with some friends to celebrate, and she's wearing this sparkly red dress. And before heading out, she takes a picture to send to Braden because she wants to show him, like, this is what I look like, And instead of gassing her up, he immediately is like, that's too revealing. Don't cheat on me. Starts like sending her so many text messages about like, you better not cheat on me tonight. Like all of that stuff, right? Just jealous text.
Wow.
So after that, Braden started to of course, displaying more and more controlling behavior. He demanded access to all of Renee's social media accounts. And once, while he was scrolling through her Facebook, he saw that her mom, Teresa, had liked a post that was made by Renee's ex and lost it. He was completely incensed. He told Renae that her mom having any contact with her ex was disrespectful, and went so far as to text Teresa himself saying that like just a bunch of abusive stuff and calling her an unfit mother.
Whoa.
I wish a motherfucker would.
Can you fucking imagine?
No,
I'd be on the phone with the prison and be like, just so you know, this inmate has a fucking cell phone
and is threatening
me. Exactly. That first thing I would do.
Yep. By May, Teresa, Renee's mom, felt like things had gone far enough. She's just like, I really don't like this guy. And so she told Renae that she didn't think the relationship was healthy, and she urged her daughter to end things. And Renae, it does speak to Renae and Teresa's relationship that Renae agreed. She was like, I will end the romantic relationship with Brayden, but he's in prison. I care about him. I still want to be friends. So I want to maintain contact with him. You know, so Brayden, she tells Brayden, and he's like, okay, like he agrees. But of course, he's continuing to be in daily contact with Renae. He's continuing to kind of like push her boundaries. And this started like really wearing on Renae's mental health. Like she was feeling very like conflicted and torn about everything. So eventually Teresa reaches out to Brayden and is just like, listen, please, just at least until you get out of prison, just leave her alone. Like this is too much for her. Like, just until you get out of prison, can you please just pump the brakes? After that, you guys are adults and you can do whatever
you want. Right?
But just for her. And so surprisingly, Brayden agrees. He reaches out to Renae and he tells her that while he's in prison, she should go out and live her life. That's only fair. But when he's released, they'll resume their relationship. So Renae did just that. She began to heal. And during this time, she met a man named Ian, who she began to date, though he was considerably older than her, like 12 years or so. Her parents were thrilled. They liked him. They're like anybody.
So he's not in prison, you're saying. Okay, great.
And he treated her really well. He made her happy. The relationship did seem to be pretty healthy. But not long after that, Brayden got word of the relationship and managed to find Ian's number and began a campaign of harassment. He was texting him constantly, threatening him. He also began monitoring Renae's social media. And once when he was like dissecting all of her pictures. So she took a selfie and he like zoomed in the background and there was like a man's shoe. It was Ian's shoe in the background. And he like pointed this out to her, was raging at her through text, accusing her of cheating on him, even though he told her
together
that to like go do her thing.
We're not together.
Dude, why they did not call like the warden to get this guy's fucking phone taken away.
Truly.
Yeah.
Probably would have just got another one.
Yeah. So time goes on. Ian and Renae's relationship continues to grow. They end up getting engaged. And when Brayden finds out about this, he like starts sending intimidating threats to Ian. He starts texting Renae again constantly. He's just love bombing her, telling her how much he loves her.
Changed my number.
That he wants her to wait for him and then they can be together whenever he gets out of prison. So eventually this all just proved too much for Ian. And he was like, you need to cut off all communication with him or we have to end our relationship. Like you can't continue to be like friends with this person
who is threatening
me and obviously wants to be with you. Like you can't have a friendship. So you have to choose. She chose Brayden.
No, what? Why?
Right. So not long after that, when they get back together, Renae starts sending him like sexually explicit photos and videos. And he would never really reciprocate. She'd ask for him to, but he would only send pictures of like his body. So not long after the couple got back together, Renae started a new job where she began to make some friends with coworkers.
God damn it.
Brayden hated that she had this new group of friends that she really enjoyed and told Renae that if she was really devoted to him, that she would like really loved him, she would stay home.
Abusers like to isolate, man.
And one time he asked her, he's like, so what did you do tonight? And she's like, no, nothing. I just stayed home. And he's like, I know you didn't stay home. I know you went to the gym because I put tracking on your phone. Like he somehow managed to get like tracking software put on her phone. So then he's like, well, you're a liar and I can't trust you anymore. Right. So he's like, you cheated on me with Ian in his eyes. That's what he says to her.
Wow.
And now you're lying to me about going out, even though she just went to the gym. It's not even like she was doing anything, but she obviously knew that he wouldn't like it if she went out at all. So she
piece of shit sounds like he's exactly where he needs to be for a lot longer than 2 years. That's for sure.
Yeah. So when Braden started having trouble with his phone, Renae asked Braden if she could meet with his lawyer to give him a new one to pass along to Braden. She's like, I can't meet up with Braden, but like I can meet his lawyer, give him a phone to take to him. And Braden is saying like, oh, I can't because I don't know where my lawyer's offices are. And she's like, that seems fucking weird. So she questions him on that. Like, how do you not know where your lawyers are located? And he responded angrily, who the fuck are you to question what my meetings are about and who the fuck with? So,
the same motherfucker
who's trying to help you out, bro.
Right. And they've been talking at this point for like a year and a half. So like quite a while.
Feeling a catfishy situation too.
Quite a while. So she's like, this is the last straw. I'm ready to end things. He immediately changed the tone of his text. He responds with, I love you, Renae. You changed my, this is an actual quote because I think it's important to understand how this like love bombing works. I love you, Renae. You changed my life from day one. I know there has been hard times and mean times, but I adore you and you are so beautiful in every way. I miss you and love you so much, Renae, without fail every day. So this is the kind of thing he would like abuse. And then the minute she was like, I'm done, he would just shower her with like love and praise, right?
Fucking gross.
Yeah. So they ended up, getting back together. And this time it was like real serious. They're talking about getting married when he gets out. They're talking about honeymooning in Greece, like all of this stuff. So then Braden explains to Renae that he has a parole hearing coming up. And for the month leading up to it, he wouldn't be able to access his phone. So he's going to be kind of radio silent for the next month. And during that time, Renae writes a letter to him that she intends to give him when he gets out, like just saying how much she loves him, how much she wants to start a family with him, all that stuff. Towards the end of the month of their separation, Renae texted Braden regularly in a hope that he would respond because like he's going to get his phone back soon. When he finally did respond, his messages are really cold, really distant, not what she was expecting from him. So she's confused and they're going back and forth for a while. And then he sends her a text that says, I think you need a break, and so do I. So breaks up with her via text.
Okay.
Great.
Not long after receiving the breakup text on August 5th, 2013, Renae came home distraught. Her mother, Teresa, immediately knew that something was wrong, but when she asked Renae, she said that she was fine. And then a few minutes later, Teresa receives a text from Braden that said, sort your daughter out. She's threatening to kill herself. So Teresa immediately went upstairs. She showed the text to Renae and was like, should I be concerned? Like, what's going on? And Renae said, don't be stupid, Mom. It's over. I know what he's all about. So Teresa asked her again, like, are you okay? She reassured her that she was. And so she's like, okay. So she leaves her alone. A few hours later, Renae told her mother that she was going out for dinner with some friends and that she wouldn't be late. She'd be home soon. And Teresa then left to take her other children to swimming lessons. Okay, this is sad. So while she was at the swimming lessons with her kids, she receives a text message from Renae, and it read, I love you so much. I'm sorry for everything and the pain I will now cause you, but I'll be okay. I'll still be here. When you need to talk to me, just call my name and I'll be there. You're the most amazing person and mother ever and my very best friend. I wasn't happy and I need you to understand that it's okay. Don't let this ruin everything else you need to take care of. I need you to be strong for me. I love you, Mama. I always will. And I'll be waiting for you to come.
No, my God.
So sad.
Heartbreaking.
So Teresa, of course, she gets this text.
911.
She's totally rattled. But I think she was in kind of like a denial fog or something because she goes to her friend's house. She shows her friend the text message. And she's like, I should be worried, right? I think sometimes people need that. Like they don't want to believe that like
Am
what
I
is happening is real. Yeah. And so her friend was like, you need to call the police immediately. Call the police. So she does. And then she calls Renae's friend Camilla and asks if she's heard from Renae. And Camilla said that she'd received a text from Renae earlier that said she loved her and was sorry. And given that the two had recently had a falling out, Camilla just assumed that this was referring to like their fight that they'd had.
Okay.
So Camilla offered to come over and help Teresa look for Renae offering to take Teresa to Braden's sister's house. But when they got to Braden's sister's house, they rolled down the window. She's like, no, like Renee's car isn't here. Also looks like the sister isn't here. So like, let's just keep looking. So they left. They kept driving. Analysis of Renee's phone found that it had been turned off at a location known as The Gap, which was a cliffside overlooking the sea that was a notorious suicide spot. So much so that it actually had like a 24/7 line that had been put in there for a crisis line. Still, even though that crisis line exists and they have like railings and all kinds of things, an estimated 50 people a year kill themselves at this spot. So when police they were worried.
Sounds like a real setup.
They were real worried. So they get there, they locate her car, but they can't find her. In her car was her wallet, her old iPhone that she no longer used, a Valentine's card from Braden, and a collage Renae had made of the few photos that Braden had sent her. Written in condensation on the car windows were the words, "I love you, Braden." Air and water searches began, but there was no sign of Renae, though Teresa did manage to locate a single ballet flat that Renae had been wearing when she left the house that night on the shore. So she's like looking.
Oh no.
And she finds one shoe, and that's all that they could find. So soon they concluded that Renae had taken her own life, that she jumped. Devastated, her parents wanted to talk to Braden. Like they were like, this clearly feels like she was heartbroken from this breakup, and like, we need to know what happened. Like we need to talk to him. So they went to Camilla, who told them that she'd been in contact with Braden because she'd known him. She's like the only person who knew him that they also knew, and that everyone needed... Oh my
God, is Camilla fucking Braden?
That everyone just needed to be kind to him because he was so devastated by this, and everybody's blaming him for Renee's death, and he doesn't want to talk to anybody. So Renee's primary cell phone was likely on her person at the time of her fall, so they couldn't get the text from the days and hours leading up to her death. But they did have her old cell phone, but they were unable to unlock the phone. The police had the phone. They were unable to unlock. They're like, all shoulders, can't figure it out. So they give it back to the parents. Their 13-year-old son, Renee's brother, took the phone and was like, I think I have a friend who can crack this.
Yeah, thank you.
Went to his 13-year-old friend.
Yeah.
And like, they did a beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, got an app.
Yep.
They fucking cracked the phone open.
Listen.
13-year-old kid did it.
And people wonder,
the children are
Right?
of you.
listen,
Totally.
and people wonder why we don't trust police.
Yeah, because I'm like, they were like,
'Cause you
oh
can't
no,
even do your
can't figure it
fucking
out.
job.
So 3 months from March to June of that year, 11,000 text messages between Renae and Braden and Renae and Camilla were sent. The dad basically he's got to be an earth sign. He's like a Virgo or a Capricorn or something. He made like an Excel spreadsheet that was like color coded that had all of the texts that came through. And it became clear that Camilla and Braden never texted Renae at the same time. So it would be like Braden, and then immediately after Camilla, but never at once, never at the same time.
So Kaz, I think you're right.
So he started to suspect that Camilla was in fact Braden's Spiteri.
Wow.
So Renae and Camilla had been best friends since 9th grade, and Camilla began displaying really controlling behavior towards Renae early in their relationship. She cut Renae off from friends and family. Renee's cousin recounted a story about how they were going to Bondi Beach, and Camilla didn't like that she was with her cousin, like that found that threatening. So called her 16 times over the course of 50 minutes, like called her. Mm-hmm. She was also physically violent. She shoved Renae. She punched her hard enough to leave bruises. She also advanced on Renae sexually, pushing her up against a wall and attempting to kiss her. And though Renae was straight, I mean, teenage girls, like she experimented with her friends.
Right.
So she experimented with Camilla on a few times, but then made it very clear, like,
Not my thing.
Not for me. It turns out I don't want a relationship. I don't want things to continue this way.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
In an email to Renae, Camilla wrote, quote, I swear to God, kid, you're going nowhere. Do you understand? You abuse me, I'll laugh. You kill me, I'll be your ghost. You hate me, I'll still love you. Run away, chase you, hide, I'll hunt you down. I'll only own you. You've got no way to escape, babe, because only I'm in love with you. So when Teresa found out what was going on, she confronted Renae, who admitted that she was afraid of Camilla. Things eventually got so bad that Renae left school to distance herself from Camilla and decided to go and study hairdressing. Not long after that, Camilla enrolled in the same school. She stalked Renae, telling her that if she tried to ignore her, it left her no choice but to follow her around. She's like, well, I have to follow you because you're not talking to me. Renae arranged a meeting with their moms. It was like, we're going to sit down with our moms so that I can break things off with you. And Camilla, with their moms present, became so incensed that she physically tried to prevent Renae from leaving.
Wow.
To the point where Teresa had to intervene. And though Camilla never stopped messaging Renae was able to resist for about a year before resuming the friendship again because it was constant. You know, people wear you down.
Jeez.
This was around the time when they resumed their friendship was around the time Camilla introduced Renae to Braden. And Camilla had acquired a separate cell phone that she used exclusively to communicate with Renae as Braden. So she was also very instrumental in breaking down her previous relationship with Angus. Like she got in the middle of it. She bad talked him all the time. She's like, you have to break up with him. And then as soon as they broke up, she was like, I have this other person for you. And it was this Braden person. So just before Braden broke up with Renae had told her mother that her mother and Braden that she was ending things for good with Camilla, who had continued to be abusive and had recently, when they were driving together, tried to grab the steering wheel and wreck the car.
Oh my God.
So she was like, I genuinely don't feel safe. I really want to like just end this friendship. I don't want to do this anymore. So initially she denied being Braden, but police soon obtained a search warrant of her home where they found the cell phone tied to Braden's phone number, though the SIM card was missing, and a letter written from Renae to Braden, though it was torn up and in the trash. That'll stop them from knowing.
They'll never know.
Many of the text messages, including the final one that Camilla says Renae sent her, were deleted from her phone as well. When it was clear that Camilla was caught, she changed tack, telling the officers, okay, so yes, I pretended to be Braden, but only because Renae wanted me to.
Okay.
We were in love and it was the only way we could be together.
Okay.
But the texts tell a very different story. Like, she's talking to Braden about Camilla. At one point, Braden suggests that Renae have sex with Camilla. And Camilla's like, Renae's like,
why
no.
would I do that?
Like,
Yeah.
I do not want to do that. You know what I mean? So it's very clear that Camilla's just making this up. Though it's clear that Camilla's emotional abuse and manipulation directly led to the mental state that Renae was in that caused her to end her own life, what Camilla did was technically not against the law, as the law in Australia only criminalized catfishing if money was exchanged.
Wow.
So she couldn't be charged criminally for any of this. An inquest into Renae's death that took place 7 years after her death, Camilla maintained that she played the Braden character at Renae's request.
Wow.
No criminal charges were filed, and she now lives with her husband and children only a few miles away from the Marsden family, who say they run into her on occasion at the local grocery store.
Wow.
The man whose photos were used was a man named Cameron, who was just another victim of this. He doesn't even remember meeting Camilla. Like, he's like, I think maybe we met years and years ago at a nightclub. And like, she took a picture with me and then she used that picture. It's the only picture Renae had of Braden's face. So she used that picture, and this picture was being published like in.
Oh no.
And so he was just like, I felt like I couldn't go out. Like, I felt like people were staring at me. But I didn't even know these people. I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
But he ended up meeting with Renae's family, and at first it was kind of rocky because of course Teresa associates his face with this person, but now they maintain a relationship and are the friends, or they, you know. Her family has begun a change.org petition to change the law to ensure that catfishers that cause emotional or physical harm to others are held criminally responsible.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude.
Whoa.
So I tried to do that as fast as I could.
No, Jesus. An absolute
so devastating.
Terrifying.
It's so sad. I mean,
Holy
when
shit.
you're that young, your emotions are so strong. Like you think that everything is forever and every feeling is forever. And
not only that, you're being influenced for years by this person, manipulated for years.
And you're being manipulated on multiple fronts. So when she would have fights with Camilla, she would talk to Brayden about it. And rarely on occasion, he would be like, yeah, you shouldn't be hang out with Camilla. But that was very rare. And I think it was just to try and like keep the ruse up, because most of the time Brayden's trying to be like, no, don't be so hard on Camilla. Go patch things up with her. So she's being manipulated. Mm-hmm. These are the most important people in her life. Do they really think
that she committed suicide, or do they think that she was killed by Camilla?
I think she committed suicide. I do. I don't know that they've even looked into whether or not Camilla was directly involved. Possible. I'm sure they did look into that. But who knows? They were able to crack the phone.
But why was Camilla? Was it becoming close to this person's release? Yes. So she had to end the Brayden thing.
She had to end it, and also I think her relationship with Renae was falling apart. Like Camilla's relationship with Renae. What
if she found out?
Because she told her.
No. I'm just saying, like, what if Renae found out that it was Camilla?
I think she did find out that. So they were able to figure out that she had tried to call the prison. Renae did. So it's quite possible that they told her.
It's quite possible that Camilla. I mean.
It's possible that they told her that that
there's no Brayden
didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there. So I don't know, but I mean, also, even if you know that person didn't exist, you just spent almost 2 years. I think it was like 18 months. Your feelings
texting
are real
daily.
You feel, that would be such a mindfuck of a situation. And so, I don't know. She was not criminally charged. She never accepted any responsibility for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, those shadow ghosts are going to come for her.
Yeah, from ghosts.
She's not going to get the light. She's going to get the shadow.
It's really hard when you watch the episode 2, because the mom is just like screaming at her outside the courthouse, because she's like, you were her friend. Like, I let you in my home. Like, how could you do this? But
wow,
beautiful girl too. Just beautiful. But
what a tale! Oh my gosh! Careful who your friends are.
Gotta be careful. Gotta set those boundaries.
What if Chris isn't even real?
Oh my god! No,
he's an AI.
Well, what are you guys watching this week?
I can't even think about what am I watching this week?
I know. There's so much new stuff coming out. Yeah. I definitely want to highlight if people if you don't have Apple TV, you're sleeping on some prestige stuff. There's just this trailer.
This is not sponsored by
I
Apple.
know, I wish. Extrapolations has like everybody and their mother in it, and it looks so good.
It does look good.
It's got like Meryl Streep.
Everyone's in it.
What's her name? Marion Cotillard. Is in it. Toby Maguire.
Adrian Brody.
It's like everybody. It's like about climate change. That's all I know. It looks so good.
It looks great. Yeah. Jon Snow is in it.
Oh yeah. Succession starts tonight. The night
Yellow
we're
Jackets
recording.
is back,
Yellow Jackets
but I haven't seen it yet. I have started the new did I say last week that I started the new season of Perry Mason? Beautiful.
You did.
It's beautiful. But the way that they shoot that show is
I think that
stunning.
guy is so hot too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
he's
him.
in Cocaine Bear. I watched Cocaine Bear too, which was fucking so funny.
It's so fun.
It was so fun. I did also start the documentary series MH370.
Oh, is it good? It's on my list.
It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. The first episode is rough because, man, the families, can you fucking imagine just like
all of a sudden just disappearing?
Hundreds of passengers
are
just being like, all shoulders, we don't know what fucking happened.
What?
Like the Malaysian flight that just disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's sad to watch the families, because they're just like, we have no proof that they're not alive. You can't find the plane.
Yeah, they've never been able to find anything. All I know is that there's theories.
They found a wing, but I don't know that they can conclusively determine if it belongs to it. But so I've watched the first 2. There's 3 episodes where there's just basically a lot of theories. But it's really sad, because for some of these people, it's like, for one guy, this guy from France, His wife and 2 of his 3 children were on the plane.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I am watching this show on Peacock, and it's about Baton Rouge serial killers.
Ooh.
Oh.
There's like they
there's like 3.
They suspect like the 3 different serial killers.
Yeah.
I can tell you almost nothing about it except that because every night this week I've tried to start watching it and fell asleep immediately. And unfortunately, this was not my week for watching TV.
I
I
hear
was
You're
seep,
busy.
seep.
I gotta say, I slept on Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, it's so
cute.
good.
Because
It's cute.
I have never liked Martin Short at all.
Oh yeah,
At
no,
all.
Martin Short. Yes,
I
yes.
don't-
Agreed. I do not either.
I don't like silliness. And I find
epitome.
him to be a very silly person.
He is very silly.
However, in this show, I feel like Steve Martin and Martin Short
Well,
are
they're like
very
besties.
grounded.
They temper each other.
Exactly. It's not the usual, like, I can't stand movies like that where they're like just loud and silly and the comedy is like very
You're not a
slapstick.
3 Amigos kind of.
No, I'm not.
Guy.
Some people they are, but they're not. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is going to be silly.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
Selena Gomez is adorable.
So
I
good.
don't like Martin Short either.
But
Steve Martin
so
is-
good.
I love Steve Martin though.
Adorbs. Yeah.
And it's funny enough that actually with him watching it, I'm like, Martin Short is actually my
Growing on
favorite
you?
character.
Yeah.
Him and his dip obsession.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
All the
He just
hummus.
loves dips.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. This show has salvaged him in my eyes as well. You're
Yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, if you haven't been watching it, I definitely recommend it. I actually liked the second season even better than the first.
there you go.
I haven't finished the second season.
I haven't
so-
either. I started it and I was like, I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, okay. I'll go back.
Yeah, so if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much. Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.